This week on the Venator update, we continue to work on the Venator's bridge. Hello guys, and welcome to week 57 of Building My Custom Venator, the series where we build one of the largest Venators to ever exist. This week we're taking a look at the bridge some more, but I'm really excited for this week because we got so many parts coming in. We got like a $200 order from Lego and like a smaller order from another company, but I'm super excited to get into this week, so let's get into it without further ado. Start this week, we got small packages, a bunch of 1x1s, a whole ton of them, 1x3s, some 1x4s, just some small stuff just want to show off real quick. But yeah, that's our order for this week so far. Let's get into the update. Last week we said we had to destroy this entire thing, which I may have been a bit too dramatic about because we don't have to. You see, it works, it just is a little tight in there, so that makes this very stiff. So that's the main problem with that, is just it's a little stiff and it's a little bit illegal in the ways of building techniques, but I think that's okay for something on this big of a scale. So we got that done. Spent a lot of time on this. Now taking a look back here, I wanted to try and recreate space inside the Venator bridge, which is a bit complicated because I want to have a backdrop and then I want to create like angled windows so it looks like you're looking out into space from the Venator bridge command deck, which I think would be really cool. Maybe I'll put like a screen here, although it's not really necessary. No one's going to be really looking inside here too often unless I actually move the panels. So I don't think moving stars are really necessary. Like if I put my phone inside here, I don't think that's really necessary. But it'd be a cool feature. Maybe I'll do that. But I want to put a command station right here with like this cool holodisk table, which is super cool. I can actually fit a few Republic gunships on this thing. I bought this like 2 years ago to use for this mod. I'm so glad I finally get to use it now, which is great to see. But yeah, right now I'm kind of just, that's what I've done so far. But right now I kind of want to work on expanding this a bit more and seeing how the angles form when I put this piece on exactly. So what I did was basically kind of just build it up some more, you know, adding some more pieces on and just really trying to get those angles perfected, because before I can start adding detail, I really want to make sure I got these angles perfected, and I'm doing all the possible tests I can to make sure I have it right. So I was going to keep working on this a bit more, but then I kind of ran out of parts. However, we just got 2 Lego part orders in. It came with 2 promos and then this one down here, and then I still got my classic spaceship still, which I'm waiting to come in this package, but it's not here yet, along with a few other parts. But we got some pretty big part orders in. There's lots of tiles, lots of things we need. We're still waiting on one more box from Lego, but you know, we got some pretty good part orders in, I'd say, from Lego. So let's get building with what we got. Alright, so now that we have all those parts in, I kind of want to continue building this. However, I think it is wise to finish off this because now I have all the parts that I need for this section right here, because then I can form the back angle as well, which is also very important so I know how everything scales together. So that's what I'm going to do first, is work on the back end and then work into this section, and we're going to templates. So what I started to do was basically work on a lid for the back section first and then sort of like build on top of that to build it up, but then I needed to see how the sides of the panels looked with it so I could get a proper size for scale. So that's basically why I put the panels back on, even though they don't have a lot of space for them in my room right now. So after we did that massive time lapse, I made some great progress. We got the panels back on. You know, that's not an easy thing to do. Of course, this section did fall off, but it's an easy fix. I'll repair it later. This is a problem though, because I already made this smaller once, and now when you take a look at the gram scheme of the Venator, it seems a bit small, and I already made it smaller even though it was perfectly big before. So I don't know how to feel about that, but maybe things will change. I'm going to leave it as is for now. I'm not too concerned about it, but we made some amazing work, especially on details here. I do want to add some details along here, but for now we're just working on this back tail section. So let's take a look at what I did here. So we got this big, you know, extrusion coming out, and then we got some, you know, some snots, you know, some pretty nice snot technique going all the way up, and then I used these inverted bricks going all the way to the top. It's a little bit loose. It kind of just fell off just now. I do have to work on the sizing a bit more, but I'm hoping that basically this whole tail section along with this will just be able to slide off, which I think would be really nice if I was able to do that, so that would be a nice way to access the interior from the back. Hopefully I'm able to do that, but I'm honestly not 100% sure. But from the looks of it, everything seems to be lining up. Like this thing right here seems to be lining up with this perfectly. Like those are supposed to correspond with each other, so that's very good. Especially with this stud supposed to be on the outside, because these two are supposed to correspond with this. But this one, however, is supposed to go off into some other abyss according to reference designs. So I'm doing that very accurately, which I'm very happy to see. And I do plan on toweling all this off, as you guys know. Why would I not towel it off? I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, that is really looking fantastic. Now I think I want to work on building some other columns so I can get more lined up and figure out how this structure is going to form a bit more. But I think we've really made some great progress here today. Along with this, I just wanted to point this out real quick. These are new and I love how they came out for like detail in the back of the Venator. I mean, honestly, it looks just like the reference image and I'm super happy with that. And I also added some of these as well. Looks very good. And you can't see it because, you know, these things are on, of course. But I did also tile some more stuff down, but I ran out of tile again. You know, who would have thought I'd run out of tile again? Not me. Yeah, I thought I would because like it's tile. You always run out of tile. So I ran out of 2x4 light bluish gray tiles, so I need to place another order for those. Yay! So before I place that order, I wanted to continue working on the bridge, and we made some really great progress. We did this super quick too. This is amazing. I actually feel like this is coming to be a real thing now, that this is only 2 months away from being done on October 1st. I am so happy with how this came out. It's very plain, as you guys know, because I'm still in the prototype phase and I still gotta like, you know, build this correctly, but it is really coming along. I got 3 studs going up all the way here, and I got 3 studs going all the way up here. You see, because this one actually goes up this way, and then it kind of just stops right there, which is kind of crazy to think about, that there's these things that just end up like that. I didn't even know that, so that's a really important detail I'm paying attention to. But there's a lot of things that still need to be complete with this, and the reason I stopped building on this for today was because I ran out of 1x3 bricks, which is really unfortunate, which means I have to place another order for those. I also ran out a bunch of these. I need some more of those for other things on the ship, along with this section right here, because right here is where I'm going to be putting in these bricks like this at an angle, and then out like this, going all the way up. So I definitely need some more of those, and then I also need some more like 2x6 bricks, which hopefully I can get from the Lego store, because those are kind of expensive to get. So I can really use some more 2x6 bricks to fill in this section, and then also work on the other side, of course. But there's a lot of parts I do need despite the big order I just placed, so I still need to order those. And then for the bridge, I want to show something off I did that was kind of cool. We have like this 3 stud thing, so I offset by like 3 studs, and it kind of just sits there like in the center of that. Instead of using like a 1x5 or something, I did that instead. And then once this is a flat level, then I'm going to expand it by a stud on each side again, so that's 5 studs wide for each command bridge. There's going to be no interior in there, honestly, because like what would I do as interior space inside this thing? I don't know. So that is a bit unfortunate. As a kid, I always thought I'd have something up here, but I just can't fit anything in there unless I was supposed to have something like sitting like right here, being like, hey, I'm driving the whole Venator, even though this whole bridge down here really is. So that's wrap up for this section on the Venator this week. Now let's go into the lighting segment of this week. We're going to be working on lighting up this side of the Venator. Alright, for the next segment, for the next part of this update, we're going to be lighting up all of these lights up here in the front section. Maybe we'll get to this back section a little bit, no promises. We've already lit up the other entire side and the entire interior of the hangar, but I really want to try and get this section done at least this week, since last week we didn't really get anything on the Venator in the ways of lighting done. We only got that light cruiser done, so that is why I want to try and get this part done this week. Alright, we made some great progress on this front section right here. We got all the lights inserted here, so next week we only have this section to do, and then we're done with this entire front half because we already did the interior and the exterior lights. So everything's all set except for this, you know, section over there. And then we're also going to put a gun turret in here, which might have some lights too, but we have some extra ports left over on this thing as well, so everything looks great and it's perfectly seamless and not really noticeable, except for that like one little line which I didn't really do perfectly. But honestly, like, you can't even tell that there's like wires running through this, which is really cool. And that's one of the things I love about light detailing in Bricks Max. Also love the fact that I can just use a portable charger instead of a battery pack, so I don't have to change out batteries a bunch of times. For this lighting system, I mean, honestly, that's just so effective compared to other lighting brands. So that's one of the reasons why I endorse Lighttailing and Brixmax, and I think they're good companies to use. Also, if you use code ROBRIX, you can save 10% on anything in their store for your custom MOCs or anything like that. So just wanted to let you guys know that, because honestly, like, without them, I wouldn't be able to light up this MOC at all, because that would cost way too much money. But thanks to them endorsing this entire project free with the way of lights, I am able to light it up. So huge shout out to them. Comes out every single Sunday. We made some great progress this week, and I can't wait to continue working on the bridge next week in the next Venator updates. So stay tuned for next Sunday, because that's when the next Venator update will drop, and I'll see you all in the next one.